Well, hello folks, welcome back to the channel. I'm the Custard Prophet. We're back here for our Tennis Manager 23 playthrough with Crusty Bun, and we are here at the start of the 2028 season. Crusty is in the top 20. He's doing well in the very first tournament. We'll have a look at that in a minute. And we have also brought in another player into the academy. It's all going on, folks. Right, folks, yeah, where the heck do we start? Well, Crusty has signed on for another season. You knew that. £300,000 didn't go out of the academy. We did actually get £400,000 into the academy from an anonymous benefactor, and we've put some of that money to good use. I'll have a look at what we've done first of all. Infrastructure wise, you can see one of the things that we are improving is the Sports HQ. This will enhance a staff space and a player space. Now that's important because we've just brought a player into the squad and it turns out we don't have enough staff to cover him. So in a month we'll be able to do that. Probably should have realised that earlier on, but pleased to get that Sports HQ next thing up there. And the other thing that we're bringing in is we're getting the next area of the restaurant in, which will give us another nice load of money, which is kind of what we need. So that's going to be really helpful as well. Plus we've got £316,000 in the bank, so we're probably going to be able to make another purchase relatively soon. What I think we might do is do the grass court, upgrade that, get that ready for us when we get to that part of the season, and then we'll have that little bonus when we get onto grass courts, which we already have on the clay and the hard courts. I think we've got 2% bonus on both of those, just the 1% on the grass courts and indoor courts. So big changes there. In terms of the team, you can see Crusty and Billy doing well. Yes, their shape is a little bit weak, but that's just because they've gone through a period of training without any tournaments. Billy Blades is in 73rd in the world, doing brilliantly well. So pleased to have him in the academy. And this is the player that we bought in, Mark Siban. He's an 18-year-old. He's got his own photo and everything. Currently 1871st in the world, but I look at this guy and he looks like he should be a lot better than he is. His big problem is this stuff that we can't change here, but look at the mental stuff that he has been able to change. Some really good stuff there. So I'm hoping we can develop him going forward. I've not actually registered him for anything yet. I think that's possibly because I wasn't quite sure what I was allowed to register him for, but I'll be doing that in a second. He's literally just come through the door. We're also looking to buy in a couple more staff to do the training with him, but what we don't have room for at the minute, if you look at the staff here, we don't have any more coach space for coaches or physios, and we can only have one coach per player. So whilst we can buy a couple of trainers in, which we are doing, we can't do the same there for the coaches and the physios. And I think we might get a coach spot allowance, but we won't get a physio spot until a little bit later. So that has to be something we need to think about. Just quickly looking at what we are trying to achieve with Crusty this year. He needs to finish in the top 20. We're currently 19th. I think we're probably going to get a decent little bit of a bit of a boost perhaps out of this one, because we are currently in the final in this first tournament of the season. We need to win a title, the next gen title. Well, we did that last season, so that's not too hard, and get to the round of 16 in a Grand Slam. We made the semi-finals last season in one of them, so that'll be pleasing to get that and see if we can get that at the Australian early doors. We also want to get to a final of one of these other tournaments, including a Masters 250 event. I think this falls under that, so we're pretty good for that. So just to show you, here we are in the Adelaide International 1, and you can see we are all the way through into the final here. In the first round, we've played Quentin Hallis. In the second round, 6-4, 7-6, easy victory. The 124th ranked player from France, Valentin Arroyo, got beaten 6-1, 7-6 in the next round. He was a qualifier. And then we had a much harder proposition in the semi-final. Alexei Popyrin beat him 6-3, 6-4. And we're going to be playing Brandon Nakashima in the final, who's 27th in the world. The really important and interesting thing about all of this, as far as I can work, is if we look at Crusty's contracts, you'll be able to see that if we win this title, and I'm not 100% sure whether this title falls within this, but we will see, he will get £37,000 there, but this is the big one, £105,000 there. So we'll get a nice chunk of money coming into the academy, and that's kind of important because as things stand, he is a Crusty is on a 1-season contract, which isn't great. He's still the status of a promising player, and the revenue share there is only 10%, which is a little bit of a disaster in my mind. We really need to up that percentage. So we paid quite a lot of money, or we didn't really, but theoretically we paid quite a lot of money to get rather a poor situation there. So actually, in terms of money from tournaments, we are going to have to look to Billy Blades to get that, because he is a very different situation. He's 61% revenue share, so if he does well in a tournament, if he gets £100,000 in a tournament, we get 60,000 of that, whereas with Crusty that would just be 10%, so £10,000. So it's he's not going to be getting the money, but he's got the prestige, and that's kind of important. Right, folks, that's kind of where we are at the minute, and I'm hoping we can get our first win of the year, first tournament win of the year in the opening tournament, playing Brandon Nakashima. Now, we've played him before. I think you saw that one. Didn't go particularly well in the one you saw, but we have played him a couple of times. He beat us in 2026, but we did beat him in the China Open in the round of 32 in 2027. So let's dive into this. Let's see what we need to do. So he's returns, reflexes and forehand power are where we are going to be suffering, I think. So yeah, we've got everything is as it was previously. So I think we've set things up quite nicely. We can tweak things as we go. We're ranked 19th. He's ranked 27th. So we'll see what happens. We have a concerned motivation. We've managed to up his emotion now to thrilled, so that's good. But I would have liked to improve his motivation as well. Let's see how things go, folks. Right, let's dive on in there. Let's see whether we can give him a bit of a tennis lesson. I think this is going to be a tight one. It's certainly that in the first game. It's gone all the way to deuce, and Crusty has an opportunity here to maybe get a very early break. That's a lovely hit. Took advantage, and Nakashima is a breakdown already. Well, Crusty is absolutely dominating on his own serve. It's been Nakashima's done okay on his serve since being broken in the first, but he's got another break, or Crusty's got another break opportunity here, which would be something. Why did he go straight back at him there? That was a chance there. Down the line would have been the winner, I think. And Crusty at 5-3 has an advantage for the set, which would be a really good opening set. Nakashima's come in. Crusty tries to go down the line, and not quite enough. And yeah, it's just gone wide. Another advantage. So this is second set point. Lovely shot. Nakashima's going to try and finish this one off, and does well there. Low volley, and yeah, he put that one nicely away. Well, he did win his serve in the end, but Crusty here, chance to put that to bed. We're 40 love up here. He's coming into the net, and he's gone wide with that, and it's 6-4. Very comfortable first set. We'll have a look at the stats there, because you look at that, he's got a 95% first serve, 95% first serve points won, and 100% on second serve points won. That is absolutely horrendous from Nakashima, who's supposed to be quite good at the return. We're going to up the risk, I think, on the return, because the return is not where we're doing our best work. Let's see whether we can carry things on our serve in this set, but more to the point, can we actually up our game on his serve? Not really, but we have a chance here. 4 all, 15-40, and Crusty is in the rallies. So that's nicely done. He goes wide with that. Nakajima looking to find the corners with his shots. Crusty changing things up, using a bit of side spin. Well, Nakajima does likewise, but I thought the cross court was open there, and Crusty just comes across that a little bit and pops it out to the sidelines. So 30-40. Real chance there for Crusty to take this one. He's gone though. He's 5-4 up, and Crusty might well be taking a win here in straight sets, which would be a massive start to the year. And it looks very much like that. Crusty 6-4, 5-4 up, and he has his match championship point, and there it is. Puts it away lovely, and it's a championship win for Crusty. First match of the season, winning at the highest level he's ever managed to. I think that all feels very, very good. Really, really happy with him on that. And now he's got a break of a week until the Australian Open, which will be utterly fantastic. We only get 20 grand out of that win, which is a little bit mad. So we got a press conference here. His serve was effective during the final. Was that the key to winning? It certainly bloody helped, didn't it? A victory for Crusty. Does it surprise you that he performed so well on this surface? Not at all. We have a court at the academy. So this result bodes very well for Crusty's future. What do you think? Do you think he'll become a major player in your academy? Please, can the developers actually have questions which develop with the player, not the same questions every time? So the questions relate to where the player is within the academy. If you've got a really good player in the academy, he's clearly our best player. It's not. This question isn't appropriate. So nothing to add, leave, bugger off. This is what I say to that. But what a wonderful, wonderful victory there. Now, it doesn't look like we actually got any money for that, which is frustrating. So we're just going to have a quick look at that. No, we did. We did hit the goal, but it's not been paid out. So we'll just go on a little bit and see if we get that money in the bank. Right, not sure why that hasn't worked, because we certainly can't see the money in the bank account at the minute. Still £336,000, but what we can see is that's updated here. So we've hit our goal here of the international tournaments and getting into the final, which we've actually won one of those. We're now 17th, so we've seen an uptick in our ranking from that, and we are currently ranked first in the world. I think we want to have a look at that. Yeah, there we go. Crusty ranked top of the tree. Got himself a victory there. And a nice 2-place improvement all the way up to the 17th. So, Crusty is going to be going next up in the Australian Open. Strangely, the Australian Open isn't on here, but that 250 points certainly is on there now. So, that's excellent. We need to get these ones off, because I don't think that's helping us. And these Masters events, no, we've not really done well at any Masters 1000 event. We've got to the semi-final in a 500 event, but that's the next goal. We want to win at that level. We want to win at all of these levels. That's what we're hoping to do. Right, folks. So we'll be coming back for the Australian Open. We are going to be seeded, so it is going to mean hopefully we get a relatively straightforward start to this. As always with these Grand Slam tournaments, you will see everything that happens, so I hope you will enjoy that. Fingers crossed we get a good draw, and yeah, Billy Blades will be involved in this one, which is great. So who knows, we could be playing Billy, which would be a big one for Crusty if that is a possibility. Anyway, folks, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button. Let me know what you think of that victory. First ever at the 250 level in the comments. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, and I will see you for the next one, for the Australian Open. See you then. Bye-bye.